How's it going, guys? I am Brosephus and welcome to my corner. This video is going to be all about tournaments. I'll be showing some replays from the Lava Hound Destruction deck, which I posted about in my last video. If you're interested in learning more about that, click on the link in the description down below. Alright, so why should you join a tournament? I think there are a number of reasons. The first being that you win cards. So if you enter a 100 player tournament and you place in the top 40, you will win at least 4 cards, which is roughly half of a silver chest at Arena 6. So no matter what, if you place in the top 40, you are going to win cards. It may not be a lot of cards. Obviously, if you rank higher, you're going to win more, but there are cards on the table to be won. The second reason is that you get to hone your skills against evenly ranked players. And what I mean by that is if you are competing in a standard battle and you happen to lose, it might be difficult to determine whether you lost because your deck was inferior, your playstyle is inferior, or your card level was inferior to your opponents. In the tournament, however, your cards are going to be capped at certain levels. So your commons are capped at level 9, your rares are capped at level 7, your epics are capped at level 4, and legendaries are capped at level 1. This basically eliminates that last variable, and you can kind of narrow down whether you need to improve your deck or your playstyle. So the next reason why you should join a tournament is you get to experiment with new decks. So say you have an idea for a new deck or a new combination of cards. If you compete in a standard battle and you lose, you run the risk of dropping trophies. You don't want to drop trophies. The higher your trophy count, the higher your arena is, the greater your chances of unlocking a valuable card such as an epic or a legendary. Experimenting with new decks inside of a tournament, however, allows you to do this without really any negative ramifications whatsoever. So the next reason why you should join a tournament is you can win coins. Every day there is a certain amount of coins that are available by winning battles. You can earn those coins either by competing in standard battles or by winning in tournaments as well. Every time you win a match in tournaments, up to a certain amount, you can earn a small amount of coins. And frankly, there really aren't any cons to joining a tournament. Even if you don't happen to place in the top 40, you haven't really lost anything except time. But the experience you gain is valuable, and to me, that is more than enough reason for me to try to join tournaments as often as I can. Alright, so now that we've covered the reasons why you might want to join a tournament, you may be saying to yourself, but Brosephus, I try to join tournaments all the time. I can't seem to find any that are open or aren't full. I come across this a lot in YouTube comments and in different forums online. People seem to be frustrated in their inability to join tournaments. So I have found a few methods of joining tournaments to be successful. The first being spamming the join button. So when you go to join a tournament, you'll go to the tournament screen, find a tournament that's open. I like to look for the ones that are colored yellow. Those are the ones that are about to start soon. So I'll find one of those tournaments and click on info, and it'll show you all the players that are competing in the tournament. They're usually full, but there'll be a little green join button, and just start mashing that join button. Sometimes people will back out of the tournament and you would immediately take their place. This method was really successful for me early on. It seems after a recent update that spamming the join button seems to bog the game down, and I've noticed that you have to wait for the tournament is full marquee to disappear before you can hit join again. And as a result, this method hasn't been as successful for me lately, but it is one that you can try. The next way of joining a tournament is going into the search bar where it says type tournament tag here and just input a single letter. You can go through the whole alphabet A through Z, and when you do that, you'll come up with a list of tournaments. Many of them will be password protected, many of them will be full, but there's a chance that you'll find one that's just been created and only has a few players in it. The best method that I have found is to spam the search button. So at the top right of the tournament screen, there is a little magnifying glass, which is the search button. Pressing this button refreshes the tournament screen. Each time you do it, you increase the chance of encountering a tournament which has just been created and only has a few players in it. If you're fast enough, you can join these tournaments. So that is how I've joined most of the tournaments that I've played in lately. Using these methods and with a modicum of luck, you will be playing in tournaments in no time. Alright, so there's a few different tournament types. the 1 hour tournament, 8 hour tournament, 1 day tournament, and 2 and 3 day tournaments. Playing in each of these is going to be a little bit different, and I'll go into why. If you are lucky enough to join one of these 1 hour tournaments, you will discover that pretty much everyone is going to be playing throughout the duration of the tournament. You won't have to wait any length of time between matches. You can pretty much go from battle to battle all the way until the end of the tournament. These are the best bang for your buck. I wouldn't join one of these tournaments unless you have an hour to commit to playing. I have not played in any 8-hour tournaments. I would imagine that they're probably the same as 1-day tournaments. And generally in a day-long tournament, you're going to find people playing sporadically throughout the tournament. You may have to wait anywhere between 2 to 3 minutes in between matches, but you can generally find people playing throughout the tournament. The 2 to 3 day tournaments are a little bit of a different animal. Typically, at the beginning of the 2 or 3 day tournament, you'll have a lot of people playing at the beginning and a lot of people playing at the end. But during the middle of the tournament, you may have some trouble finding someone who's playing to get matched up with. I've had the estimated wait time be over 9 minutes. Of course, it doesn't always mean that you're going to have to wait that long before you get paired up with somebody. Sometimes it's more time, sometimes it's less. But typically, the middle of the tournament is kind of a dead zone for matches. So playing in each of these tournaments involves a different type of strategy. Obviously, in the 1 hour tournament, there's not much strategy. It's just play as much as you can for that hour, and it's pretty intense. But in the 2 to 3 day tournament, you might want to employ some of these strategies. Before we get into that, you have to understand how the trophy system works. So at the beginning of the tournament, everybody starts at the same level with 0 trophies. A victory against someone with 0 trophies earns you 30 trophies. As you climb higher in the leaderboard, the number of trophies you get for each victory, or the number of trophies you lose for each loss, changes depending on whom you're playing. So if you are a higher ranked player and you win against a lower ranked player, you earn fewer trophies. If you lose to that lower ranked player, you lose more trophies. Conversely, if you're a low ranked player and you beat a higher ranked player, you can earn a lot of trophies. If you lose to that higher ranked player, you lose less trophies. So as an example of this, I recently lost to the number 2 player in my tournament, and I lost exactly 0 trophies. So how does this knowledge impact the strategy that you would use within a tournament? To give you an example of this, I'll use the last tournament that I played in. I placed 4th place. The 3rd place finalist had 640 trophies, and I had 553. Since at the end of the tournament, the top players were playing less and less, I realized that my chances of getting paired up with somebody who had less trophies than me was higher than playing against somebody with more trophies than me. So the risk of losing to one of these lower ranked players and losing a lot of trophies and possibly getting dropped down drastically in the leaderboard was greater than my chances of winning fewer trophies with each victory and overtaking the 3rd place finalist. So I elected at that point to stop playing, wait out the end of the tournament, and enjoy the 12 cards that I won for finishing in 4th. So to summarize, you should join a tournament. You should join one today. You will win cards, you'll hone your skills, you'll get to experiment with new decks, you'll win coins, and guys, frankly, they're just a lot of fun. So there it is, guys. I hope you found this video useful. If you have any questions, thoughts, or suggestions, feel free to comment down below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and keep it locked right here for more Clash Royale videos. Peace!